Hello my makeup loving friends, welcome back. How's it going? Today we're doing another little makeup review. So I picked up the Milani Halloween palette. It's called the Beautiful Nightmare, and the new Milani Blush, it is in Sunrise Serenita, and I have those on today. So I ordered these a while ago and it took about 3 weeks to get to me, which I wasn't very happy with, you know, but it is what it is. This is what the palette looks like. So if you want to see some patented face swatches, because apparently that's what I do now, and if you want to see how the blush performs, you can kind of see, I have it on my face already, but if you want to know what my general thoughts on these things are, then this is the video for you. Do please keep on watching. So I'm going to give you some face swatches of the Milani Beautiful Nightmare palette. It looks like this. It's much smaller than I thought it was going to be, but you know, first world problems. So I'm going into Bad Blood. I'm going to give myself a weird looking eyebrow. And this is Bow Down Witches. You know, because never too much brow, I guess. You know, why not? And then I have Good Night Miss. Time for a moustache, I believe. Try not to be too aroused by my beauty. It's not the best black, but you know, it's not the worst either. This is Night Terror. Oh, okay. You know, one part of me is aged, the other not so much. Then I have Mischief. Oh, that's nice. And Forever Falling. Oh, that's a nice kind of a silver. And last three shades, I have Gravedigger, Ill Will, and Up to No Good. The Up to No Good needs kind of an extra swatch. I know. Look, one day you too can be this beautiful. So that's all of the swatches of that palette, and I figure, well, I have the new Milani blush. It is Sunrise Serenita, so it's quite an orange one, and I did freak out when I saw that in releases and rants, and I was like, well, I need to get this, but it did take forever to get here. It took 3 weeks, but let's try it. It is this lovely orange shade. I'm just gonna put it there, in there. Oh, she's pigmented. You're welcome. So yeah, I'm gonna go clean off my face. I'm gonna go back to work, and I'll come back later this evening to do a look that you guys will have already seen on releases and rants. It's difficult being this beautiful. So as per usual, I don't really know what it is that I'm doing. I have a Lois Cosmetics brush. It's like a pencil liner, and I'm going into Goodnight Hiss, which is the black shade there. And I think I'm going to do the same thing as what I did with the VE Cosmetics, and just do two different looks, like one on one eye and one on the other eye. You'll have already seen this. It was part of the releases and rants with myself and Tia. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, woof, dear, this was a bad idea. At the moment, as I'm filming, it's the 12th of November, because this is the night that I film releases and rants. This is the day before this is the date before Melt are launching their Beetlejuice Pure collection, and I'm in so many minds about it because I love Beetlejuice, like to an alarming extent, and I was so excited when they announced it. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna want this. And I think if the collection wasn't Beetlejuice, I wouldn't be as wowed by it, although there are chartreuse greens in it, so obviously that's got my little heart going, but it's so expensive. And like, I have it in my head as like, I might get it, but I also might not get it. So I'm like Schrodinger's makeup at the moment. It's really upsetting. like first world problems. But because like I'm just thinking to myself, like I don't even know how much the duty would be if I got it, and that's very upsetting to me. I'm taking this Lowest Cosmetics brush. It was clean earlier, but I tried this earlier and I wasn't happy with it. Nothing goes right. And I'm going into, I think, the shade Gravedigger here. Don't know what I'm doing, as per usual. And I'm just gonna pop that a little bit on top of the black. So at this point, as I am uploading this, you guys will have either gotten or not gotten the Melt PR. Did you get it? I know that I've been talking to my friend Victoria and she's been like, I'm gonna get it, and I'm like, you get it, girl, you deserve it. But I don't know about the rest of you guys. I know that Missa even put up a post on her Instagram being like, kind of want this, and I'm like, Teresa, you don't need it, you have loads of makeup. But I'm also like, yes, Teresa, but it is Beetlejuice, so there is that. So yeah, I have a lot of feelings on this, and it's upsetting. So I'm doing the same with this eye, and I think that's where the similarities on the eyes might end. I don't know. Somebody come and help me. Like Missa, Elena, Tia, Rebecca, Nikita, any of my friends who are very makeup. Becky, you come and take care of me. Jenny, somebody. I'm just like spewing out names. I'm like, I have friends. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but there's this song in it and it's like, I have friends, I definitely have friends. And I'm like, yep, that's me. Socially awkward. Totes. Yeah. So the pigment on the grey is pretty decent. I'm not unhappy with that. And again, putting this brush through the colour switch because I am a lazy bee and I can't be bothered to do anything properly. And I'm going into Up to No Good, which is a blue. And let's see how this goes. Let us see. I'm putting it here. Just kind of dabbing it because, you know, it's all very official here. And just really hoping it blends to something, but I may have so many colours on that it may not blend. I do like though, it's coming out as this like icy sort of colour. Kind of here for it. Okay, is this working? Am I getting better at makeup? No, don't say that, Teresa. That's how you jinx it. You might notice my skin is a bit whatever. Oh, like, I adore my boyfriend because he is super direct and I love that in a person. Like I love when they just say what's in their head rather than me have to try and figure it out because I'm really rubbish at that. But he was like, you know, it's coming up to your period, and I was like, sorry, what? And he was like, oh, you know, because your skin, it's not great. It's like, thanks. So at the moment, I'm like using niacinamide and bits and pieces, and that definitely helps. But I've got these Revolution Pick Me Not Blemish patches, which I'm trying out, and I have to say they're not bad. Like I think they do help, and if nothing else, they stop me from just like poking at them, which I'm the worst for that. Like the actual worst. That's, I think, blending out quite nice. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? Also, no. So I'm going to take this Spectrum B10 brush and I'm going to basically, yeah, I'm going to pick up the Gravedigger and Up to No Good and put the two of them on the brush and sweep it through the crease to try and kind of help with that a little bit, just to help with blending. And I'm just going to pick up an ever so slight amount of that black. I can't remember what it's called, something like Hiss or something. And I'm just going to pop it in the inner corner and then the outer corner, and then just kind of swish it back and forth. So again, taking that Lowest Cosmetics brush, put it through the colour switch, and I'm going into the shade Bad Blood. So I've already put like Gravedigger down. I just want to put this on top. Oh god, I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, at this point it just looks like I've been punched in the eye, doesn't it? I mean, it's a look, definitely. Is it the look I'm going for? Granted, I'm filming after this, releases and rants, so, I mean. And again, I'm taking the Spectrum B10 and I'm picking up Bad Blood and a little bit of Goodnight Hiss. And I'm putting them on the inner and outer corner, just like I did on the other eye, because I'm not good enough to come up with unique ideas. So that's where I'm at with the eyes so far. I am taking this Morphe brush. It's part of this eye set thingy, whatever it is that we want to call it. And I am, I'm going to take the shade Forever Falling, which is a shimmer, and I'm just going to lightly pick it up and just put it here along the brow bone. Ooh, hello. It's gone very icy now, quite like that. And taking the same brush again, and I'm going to go into Night Terror here. And I'm going to do the same thing essentially over here on this eye. We'll see, we'll see. I mean, it isn't as stark a contrast as the silver, but it's there. I'm not wildly impressed with it. Yeah, I prefer this side to this side. This is a bit of a muddy mess. Again, I'm doing this just so I can get a flavour for all the colours and see how they work. Not wildly impressed with this. Well, not with this shade anyway. Okay, what I'm going to do now is, off camera, I am going to, what is the word? Do a halo. That's the word. My brain is falling away like wet pieces of cake, and I will come back and we will talk about something, I'm sure. My lord, the room is warm because I put the heating on. That's my own fault. So now I look very, very pink. You're welcome. And look, the sticker is like starting to come off, but look, whatever. Everything is falling apart like wet pieces of cake. I'm going to take this Jessup 237 Detail Shader because it's my favourite thing in the entire world. You know, just saying. And speaking of, I am going to go into the shade... Well, I really want to use Mischief, but I don't really know how to use it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later. Okay, I'm going to go into the shade Ill Will, which is this shade here. How do I use... Ooh, will I maybe put like the green underneath there? Oh, I'll figure it out. Comments down below. Somebody help me now. Again, I'm taking it dry. I want to see how these perform without... I mean, this is quite an underwhelming one, isn't it? It's more grey blue. Wonder, should I take a bit of spray to it? Right. Let's see if this will help it. A little, but not much. It's quite a navy blue. It just really blends in with the rest of what I've done. That may be just the way that I've worked things rather than it being a flaw with the palette. You know, they were like, no, we didn't think that some idiot would do this with the palette. I was like, oh, you didn't account for the truth factor. I.e., I don't know what I'm doing, but I will bluff with confidence. But this, yeah, it just fades in, and this kind of makes me a little bit sad. Oh, I'm taking this same brush again, and what I want to do is go into Forever Falling, because maybe that will kind of help. Oh, well done. Just got my funny bone. Nothing funny about that. I just want to do it around here. Maybe that will help. Becky, come help me, please. Actually, Becky is such a sweetheart. She sent me on this beautiful highlighter from Nomad Cosmetics. So I wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you so much, Becky. You are just such a kind person. And I'm just going to take this Morphe M562 and I'm just going to go like here. I can't believe they've gotten rid of this, and I checked on Morphe the other night and it's gone. It's no longer on their site. That's just so silly of them. So silly. You silly bellies. I don't know what I'm saying or what I'm doing. Somebody come and take care of me. Okay, that's kind of helped a little bit. It looks a bit more interesting now. But still, I'm not wowed by that. Like I'm just not. I'm going to take the Jessup brush again, and I'm going to go into Bow Down Witches. Let's see what you did there. Again, I'm going to go into this dry because I want to see what the story is. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, this looks like it's going to be the same as the other eye, so at least this was continuity. Yeah, I'm going to spray this as well because that's not wonderful. I mean, I know it's a drugstore brand, but by the time it gets over to Ireland, it is much more expensive. And I had to wait 3 weeks for this. 3 weeks from ordering, and I was like, oh my god. And then I was so annoyed I didn't film with it like as soon as it arrived. I was like, meh. Because I'm so bitter. I'm so bitter. I'm the worst. I'm just so bad for being like weird and shady like that. I'm taking the same brush again, and I'm going into Night Terror because maybe it'll magically help, even though I think the pigment on that one wasn't fantastic. Although it's a bit better now. Okay. We're getting somewhere. And I'm taking the M562 again and just gentle swishy. Or, you know, for the less technical term, blending. I have now pretty much used all of the colours bar one. And I'm going to do it now because I'm weird. And this is probably going to look awful, but I can always just wipe it off. I am using a Lois Cosmetics brush, and I'm going into the shade Mischief. Look, there was a chartreuse green. Well, it's not quite a chartreuse green, but there was a green. So we all knew that at some point I was going to use it. Frankly, the fact that I waited this long indicates that I have much more self-control than I ever thought. So well done me. Oh, good. This is a nice shade, and it's coming up pretty well. Like, if this hadn't come up pretty well, I'd have been so annoyed. I'd have been like, no, Milani, no. Well, whenever I say something like that, I just think of Peter Mon. Comment down below if you watch Peter Mon, and he goes like, no, Tati, no. Well, that's all I can think of. So, you know, you're welcome. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to F off now. We'll come back when I've most of the makeup, the base makeup done, because we just have to put on the Milani together. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I did the rest of my makeup. The only thing that I have left to do is my blush. So I have the Sunrise Serenita. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's this lovely orange shade, which if you've been watching my channel, you will know that, oh, I probably picked up way too much. Oh well, but if you've been watching me, oh, the powder is going everywhere. I am a little bit obsessed with an orange blush these days. It's kind of what I'm gravitating towards. Oh god, I feel like there's going to be a lot of pigment. I didn't put on a very pigmented foundation. I just like a fairly light coverage these days. Let's see, how does that look? And a little schmoop on the nose, a little boop. I tried to contour. Oh lord, I've put on too much. Hello, I am a clown. Oh well, could be worse. Oh, it's very highlighty. Like, it's a very glowy blush. It is very, very glowy. Right, I took up way too much pigment. So what I'm going to do is just, you will shush. Shush phone, shush. I'm just going to take a bit of powder and see, can I just kind of smoosh that down a little bit? I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder like a weird parrot, like, hello, how are you? Weird. Shush. I'll put you on silent. There we go. Okay, yeah, it looks much better in reality. On camera it looks quite stark, but whatever. It is what it is. It's a pretty looking blush. Yeah. Anyways, that's the whole thing. I will zoom you into the eyes now so you can see what it looks like. So these are the eyes. Forgive the fringe. That is now just becoming my catchphrase. Yeah, the shimmers are a bit blah, aren't they? The mattes worked pretty well, but the shimmers, they are not it. Okay, so I guess it comes down to giving my review of these. I think I'm going to start off with the blush. Oh my god, so pigmented. Be very, very light-handed. I took up way too much, and I'm still paying for it now. But you know, it is what it is. I would give this, I think, a 9.5 out of 10. I like this. I love a glowy orange blush. It's beautiful. Missa. It is fabulous. Let me swatch it for you again so you can see. Well, look at that. You need it. You need it in your life. That I'm very, very happy to recommend. The palette, I love the colour story. It was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Like a lot smaller, particularly for the price. The mattes performed really, really well. The shimmers are, I can't say they're trash, but they really aren't very good. Not for the price. Not for the price. If you knocked €10 off it, then I'd be okay with it. Yeah, I think for that reason I would give this a 5 out of 10. It's middle of the road. It's not awful. It's not the worst thing I've ever tried. But I just don't think it's worth the money. I think Milani are getting a bit big for their boots when it comes to their eyeshadows. Their blush is beautiful, fantastic. Happy to recommend those. But this eyeshadow palette, the colour story is interesting. Their idea around it is good. But, I mean, the payoff of the shimmers just isn't fantastic. There are much better formulas out there in terms of a shimmer and for a cheaper price. So, yeah, that's it.
Editing Teresa here, so I'm from both the past and the future. It's really interesting. You know, Marty McFly has nothing on me, but I've been thinking about my review of this palette quite a bit, and I actually think I was overly generous in my review of it, because just even looking at it later and seeing how it wore, I can't recommend this at all. At most, I would give this palette a 3 out of 10. It is very, very poor, very, very lackluster. As you can kind of see, it didn't blend that great. It muddied an awful lot. So for that reason, I just don't think it's worth it. There's a lot better out there for cheaper. Elf has shown us that they're able to do lovely little quads for a couple of dollars. Milani just aren't it. So yeah, I was too generous in my initial appraisal. So yeah, 3 out of 10.
Anyways, do please like, comment, and subscribe. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up, don't be gross. But that is it. That is the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.